All right, guys, after some technical difficulties, we are back here at the Mandalay Bay, home of this year's Mosconi Cup. Of course, we are here in Team USA's practice room. You've got some of the guys, Skyler Woodward, Oscar Dominguez, practicing behind us. I'm joined here by Johan Rusink, captain of this year's Mosconi Cup team. Johan has kindly stepped away from practice for a few minutes to kind of run through some of the preparation and things. But, Johan, the first thing I want to ask you about is really the big decision, if you will, the decision to, after 7 years of leading Team Europe, right, undefeated through the Mosconi Cup, you stepped away for a couple years, but the decision to come back and this time to join Team USA, and I'm wondering what went into that decision.
The challenge for, probably the biggest challenge in my life is coaching. I'm a professional pool coach. I practice all around the world with people. So when America asked me, I was first of all very honored because it's top class place. It's the home of pool, and it's a huge challenge because of the 7 times loss now, and it's time that it's been turned around. So I was really happy they asked me, and I'm really happy to start working here.
And so what have those last couple years been like when you were kind of sitting back on the couch or wherever? I'm sure you were watching the Mosconi Cup. Curious what that was like for you to just kind of take it in as a spectator.
Well, after a couple of years in a row, it wasn't all that bad because I was kind of relaxed around December, and it's a very stressful job. So no, I was okay. But then, now I'm happy to be back, and the stress and adrenaline, that's something that every top player and every top coach lives for, because that's what we're here for. We're here to achieve and perform under the highest stress possible in the pool world.
Yeah, so I'm curious, when Team USA called, or when Matchroom called and said, hey, Team USA needs help, right? It's not been since 2009 that they claimed the cup. Was it a difficult decision for you? I know you have, obviously, relationships on the other team. How difficult was it for you to come back?
For me, it was not so difficult, again, because the challenge, and I immediately felt alive again. I thought, we're going to do this. But of course, because my relation in Europe, I called a couple of players and said, listen, would you mind, would you have big problems if I would do this? They all said, no, I think you should do this. You're a professional pool coach. So that was okay. I was taking care of my European relations, but in the end, that's all history now. It's been 7 years in Europe. That's history, and I'm not about the history. I'm about the future, and the future now is America. And I'm the coach of Team America, and we need to win. We need to play good. That's the most important thing, and winning is only a result of playing good. So we need to play good, and that's what I saw in the 2 years that I was on the couch. I thought that there was a couple of things that went wrong, and I was really eager to try to change a couple of things there.
Yeah, I'm curious what you feel like your biggest impact as a captain can be for these guys this year.
Well, first of all, we come from a completely different background. European pool is very educated. We start teaching the kids on technique on a very young age, and we earn our money as professional pool players in Europe by being sponsored by sponsors to get to the tournaments, and our prize money is actually our professional life. Here, a lot of the money is in the money games. They play for money. So now these guys already played for good money, and they are not really used to tournament play. So in order to get that connected, that was my biggest job. Yes.
And so I know you've had some time. The team was selected earlier this year. You've had some time to kind of analyze the players you have to work with. I know you've spent some time with them. I believe 4 of the 5 competed in Russia. I'm curious what you've seen from the guys thus far since their selection.
Well, remember that I, as a coach, I have my information to teach them, but they also teach me a lot. So I came to a different culture in pool. So I've learned a lot in these 4 or 5 times that we went together for a week. What I learned most is that not everybody needs to practice 8 hours a day to be a good player. It's also a lot about the spirit and feeling good and being comfortable. And these guys look very comfortable right now. So I think that's the part where we did well.
Yeah, and kind of what are your expectations for each of these players? I mean, I know as a captain you've got to have a high level of expectation, both kind of on the table in a way. I'm curious kind of any expectations for you?
Expectation is the mother of failure. preparation is the model of success. I don't expect anything. I just want them to play their best game. We are playing a huge opponent. We didn't lose 7 times for nothing. These are really, really good players, world-class players. So the only thing we can do is play our best game. If we do, we have a good chance. But hey, it's pool. You can miss a ball, your opponent, and run behind the ball. There's a luck factor involved in our game, so it's not always pure. But the only thing we can do is not worry about uncontrollable factors, not worry about opponents, just worry about ourselves and make sure that we are absolutely on the top of our game. And we try to prepare for that, and we try to prepare to be absolute on our top of our game. So let's hope that that happens.
Yeah, so one final question. I'm curious, from your perspective, what is the biggest key for this team to get them back in the victory column?
Well, forget what happened in the last 7 years. So don't even think about it. Don't think about failure. Just think about your best game. Think positive. Be cool, calm, collected. Handle the pressure of the Mosconi Cup, because it's a big difference playing in front of 1,500 people and millions of people watching. That gives a different pressure. You're out there all alone. It's almost like if you're naked. It feels really different. So if they can handle this pressure, if they can actually manage to not worry about anything else than themselves and our team, I think we'll do all right.
Well, on behalf of all the APA members, I think we can, I'm confident in saying good luck for Team USA, and we appreciate your time. We'll see you tomorrow. See if we can get some of the guys over. We got Skyler Woodward. Skyler, we get a minute with you, brother? He's back here running racks left and right. So this is Skyler Woodward, of course, now 3rd time you've been selected for the Mosconi Cup. So while you are one of America's up-and-coming young players, you're kind of an old veteran now. And I'm curious, after 3 years, or now being your 3rd year, what your past experience, how that's going to help you in this year's competition.
Maybe I really can't say the pressure is going to be any easier, because, man, it's crazy, the Mosconi Cup, the pressure. You're going to feel it every time. But, I don't know, the only thing is maybe, like, the short races and being a team player all the time, and just pumping the whole team up. It's different. So, but the last couple of years, I've kind of gotten used to it. I'm not really new to it, but just kind of helping Billy out this year. Just kind of tell him what it is, because I feel like I'm like one of the freshest ones on what it's like since I've been on it the last 2 years.
Yeah. Curious, over the last 365 days, the last year, how you've been preparing. I know making the Mosconi Cup is not only a big deal for you, but a lot of the players. Just kind of curious what's been going on with your game and how you've been preparing.
Just playing like normal, just going to tournament. So all the time, every weekend, and practicing as much as I can, just getting ready for Mosconi Cup, of course, because it's the biggest. It's like the highest prestige in pool, really. If you win, it's huge.
Right. I'm curious. So last year was your first experience playing across the pond on kind of their home turf. You've been here on U.S. soil before playing in this event. How good will it be to be back in front of the kind of the hometown team and have the hometown crowd rooting for you?
It's going to be great, because last year, man, it was like 2,200 people or something, like 100 American fans. Man, them Europeans are so loud. But this year I think it's a lot more Americans. I seen on Facebook, like, everybody is coming, like way more people than normal, I think. So I think it's going to be heavy for the American crowd. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. Now, I know for you guys, I mean, you're not necessarily used to playing in front of that many spectators and that kind of a crowd. Curious how you are able to. Do you block it out? I mean, does it affect you as you're playing? How do you handle that crowd? Be it a supportive crowd or a kind of a visitor crowd?
Kind of just ignore it. I mean, home team, visitor team. It's kind of the same. Like, they all cheer if you make a great shot. They all cheer if you make a bad shot. It's just like, no matter what, they just go nuts. So, but I mean, the crowd, it's just crazy. I don't even know. It's crazy.
So obviously, new coach this year, new captain, Johan. I'm curious what impact he's had on you personally, and what impact you think he's going to have on the team this year.
He definitely has brought, like, the highest performance stroke we can have. Like, I mean, we all got good strokes, of course, or we wouldn't be here anyways, you know, and he just brings out the maximum best out of all of us. So, man, I don't know. The guy's amazing at what he does for sure.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, the key to getting you guys back in the win column this year is what?
Let's all just win. Let's all stay together, stick together as a team. Just play our best. That's all we can do.
Right. All right, brother. We're gonna let you get back to practice. Appreciate it. If we can, we'll let Oscar run his rack out here. Maybe we get him to come over. You gonna join us? Sorry to interrupt you, brother. So we're here with Oscar Dominguez. Oscar, of course, a member of the last Mosconi Cup team to bring home the title. Oscar, we might say that you are kind of the good luck charm this year, right?
Well, I wouldn't want to take credit for that. You know, the guys played so well in 2009. You know, Dennis played amazing that whole year. Shane was solid. Corey played very well. And I'm trying to think who was the last one. Johnny played excellent as well. So I was a much younger player, much weaker player than I am now.
Right.
By far, I feel like I've improved at least 30% since then.
Right.
And, you know, it's hard to put a price tag on experience.
How big of a deal is it for you guys like you and Skyler and the rest of the team to be selected for the Mosconi Cup?
Oh, it's a big privilege. This is the one event that we all work hard for all year round for. Obviously, it's difficult to maintain the ranking with all these great players and Filipinos and international players who come play our events in America. So it's quite a privilege.
You mentioned how much you've grown since the last Mosconi Cup you participated in. I'm curious how kind of that maturing process has helped your game and kind of how you see that past experience helping you this time around.
I know what to expect, especially I played out at the MGM in Vegas. So now we're here at the Mandalay, and it's harder to prepare for that event. It's one of the biggest pieces of advice I told Billy about coming out your first time is that you're never really ready to play. Usually, you know, the TV commercials and all that extra stuff, it's foreign to us. So when we go out there, you have to be mentally prepared to start the second you walk out, because when the referee calls you in, you got to go. There's no like, wait a minute, I'm not even ready yet. Let me hit some balls. You got to go. So I think I know what to expect for the most part. So it's going to really help me have my confidence into just performing, being ready. That's basically what it comes down to. And
from your perspective, what would you say is the real key for this team to kind of get back on the winning side of things?
Battling through adversity. I think we're destined to have at least one or two bad matches. That's going to happen. I don't know who it is. We don't know. It's how we react off those poor performances is what's going to determine, because if it starts compounding, then we're all in trouble. If we pick each other up, I think that's key. So just fighting adversity, because things aren't going to go our way. We have to anticipate bad rolls. We have to anticipate them playing perfect pool at times. So we just got to keep fighting.
Curious how difficult it's going to be to sleep tonight before competition starts tomorrow.
Well, I have a 3-month-old, so she's been keeping me up, except I got my own room. And I'm going to sleep like a baby, because I don't have to worry about changing diapers at 3 in the morning or feeding her. So I'm going to sleep well. I don't have a problem. Nice. So I'm excited for that.
All right. Well, Oscar, we appreciate you joining us, brother. We'll let you get back to practicing. Good luck tomorrow. We'll hopefully talk to you again soon. I see Billy Thorpe has come in. We might be able to get Billy over here for a second. Looking good in his Team USA tie there. One of America's up-and-coming young talents. Billy participating in his first ever Mosconi Cup this year. All right. Billy Thorpe, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you dressing for the occasion, brother. So, there you go, Team USA.
USA, baby.
So, Billy, you are the rookie on the team, right? I'm curious, kind of coming in, just kind of what your thoughts are. I mean, I know you're just now starting to kind of see and feel out this entire experience, and so far, what are you feeling?
I feel great, man. I couldn't ask to play with a better group of guys. These guys are, you know, my best friends now for sure. They've always been my best friends, but, you know, gotten to get real close with them and, you know, we see how everybody plays. We're all playing jam up, and I think we're going to take this cup home.
So in terms of your young career, I'm curious how big of a deal this is for you to be selected this early on. I mean, there's guys that play for 10, 20 years. They're never selected for a Mosconi Cup. Here you are. What does that mean to you personally?
Man, it's a dream come true. I worked my butt off to be where I'm at. I played every single event I possibly could and practiced as much as I could, you know. Just followed every event around. Big table event, I wasn't trying to really play on the bar tables if I had to, but I followed around all the big table events I could and just, you know, worked as hard as I could.
So would you say you came into this year with a goal of making this team?
Yeah, 100%. I finally, because I used to, you know, I was a big gambler, so I just wanted to kind of switch over to the professional side of things and try to set another goal, you know. Try to set another goal, and it was to be on the Mosconi Cup team, and I made it, so it feels great.
So from some of the veteran guys, I'm curious, have any of them tried to impart any advice or prepare you for this experience at all?
Yeah, they just, you know, they told me it's nothing, I'm never going to feel another feeling like walking out there for the first time for the Mosconi Cup and all that, which, you know, I'm trying to prepare myself for it, but I know it's going to be a really intense feeling and everything, but I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I'm sure not just for you, but really any of the players, as you first experience it, there's probably some butterflies and some nervousness. But at what point do you feel like you'll settle? I mean, is it when the first rack is broken and you're now in your zone? I mean, at what point does the talent level kind of take over for you?
I think after my first couple games, I think I'll be all right and start feeling comfortable and hopefully get the hang of things and, you know, the hang of the crowd and everything and see how, because I love being in that situation anyway, so it's a good feeling, you know. I can finally say I made it when I'm out there playing, I guess, you know, made my dream come true. So I think after my first match or, you know, first day, I think I'll be all right.
And so what kind of expectations do you have for yourself coming into this competition?
Well, I know I'm gonna have to fade the crowd, which I'm gonna love that anyway, so I think I'll be all right there. And I'm just going to breathe and play the best I can play. You know, that's all I can do. And just try to, you know, be as big as like a positive thing on this team, you know, win as many matches as I can.
And what do you see as the key to victory for this team? Getting, you know, it's been since 2009. That was the last time the Team USA took home the Mosconi Cup. What do you believe the key to victory is for you guys this time around?
I just think we have to stay calm, you know, don't really put so much pressure on Shane, let him do his own thing and we just play our hearts out and play smart, you know, and take our opportunities when we get them. So that's all I got really there.
All right, brother. Let you get back to looking good. Billy Thorpe, folks. So there you have it, guys. Some of the guys here just getting ready for a reception tonight. They will be introduced by Matchroom, them and Team Europe. A little photo op with the Mosconi Cup. We'll see if we can bring you some more coverage this evening. Make sure that you like our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel for continuing behind-the-scenes coverage of this year's Mosconi Cup. We hope to see you soon. Thanks.